Daniel from bash9.io, a place where businesses turn for savings, security, and sustainability insights and solutions. We help you do more with less in order to build, advance, sustain, and humanize the digital enterprise market space, also called B2B. So enough with advertising. We wanted to talk to you about QR codes, and as finally the world is ending with this restrictions for pandemics, people going out, experts point out that the virus will still be here, so it's not going to go away soon. But one thing that is also going to stay with us is likely to be, for the foreseeable future, the QR code. QR codes, as probably you know, they're everywhere. It continues to be an invaluable tool for many, not only in the B2B industry, but pretty much everywhere else outside of your house. Everyone from Walmart to your local grocery store and bar and bash9.io are using them. But what I learned today may have changed my mind about actually implementing them, actually scanning them, and just altogether trusting the QR code as an effective method. It's embarrassing and upsetting. This is why. I understood that by simply inserting and scanning a QR link or a short link can make life easier for a lot of people, but it can also send them and myself to a malicious link. So unbeknownst to me, in my case, I was creating a new signature using this website that was also generating QR codes. I updated that signature and I wanted to update the QR code, but before I did that, I scanned it. And thankfully, it was flagged by the tools that we use internally from Trend Micro, because it was a spam website. So it was a trusted solution that created signatures, but once you created the QR code, it actually sent you to a spam website. So my lesson, I learned the hard way what typo-squatting means, what crypto hijacking means, and even if you go to a legitimate website, if it's hijacked or if it's broken, the potentially dangerous tactics that are implemented by these hackers can affect you. In our case, this website was leading you to download an application that was telling you that you had viruses, and then it was also leading you to some payment system for you to actually pay for the solution. Again, not trusted at all, and good thing that the browser solution identified this sophisticated attack, and we didn't share our information, and we didn't get hijacked, and we didn't share the QR code with other partners, which made me have a bad feeling in my gut about mostly a lot of stuff that I'm doing now with fake websites that look exactly like the ones that you access, with emails pretending to be your bank account, with QR codes that you might as well usually trust honestly because they're inside some facility like a restaurant or a bar. These are very sophisticated ways that target not only you but everybody else in order to access your information. And my advice is, if the link redirects you to a short link that actually takes you to a very large website, you shouldn't trust it. Have tools on your device for both personal and business use, because this method, if it not only accesses your browser but your company data, you can basically be a target of a cybercrime, and more damaging, you can be attacked through a ransomware that could encrypt your data and the data of the company. So your team and the higher ups in your company would not like you or love you. If you're a CISO or a CTO or just a regular user of technology, you may be wondering, how do I make sure that I stay secure? How do I make sure that not only me, but my whole team stays secure? And it's not easy. You gotta train people, you gotta implement solutions, and all in all, you gotta be very aware of what you're doing. This instant gratification that we had in the past of just scanning QR codes and like it's okay, I'm not gonna be going anywhere bad. It's not sustainable. You can be target of a daily hijack just by going to your yoga spot and trying to give them a good review, and because somebody posted a QR code that leads you to a spam website, they can get access to your bank account. So lastly, we also want to focus on, okay, maybe you don't have the money to pay for this, right? We focus on savings around your tech stack, focus on SMB, even on enterprise, and we have these assessments that try to optimize your environment from both sustainability, security, and cost perspective in order for you to be more aware and also in control and gain sustainability insights around your business. If you have more questions around what we can provide, you can head over to bash9.io. But the next step would be for us to show you what actually tools are available out there for both personal use, home use, and for business use, and the methods that you can acquire them, if it's on a browser, if it's on a device, and if it's through AWS Marketplace, which is the preferred methodology of us purchasing software licensing, not only through a credit card, but through a third party, which is AWS, as a trusted partner for payment solution and for accessing these licensing. So again, this is Daniel from bash9.io. Head on over to our website and let's continue by talking about Trend Micro tools and then AWS Marketplace. Let's talk about Trend Micro tools, the tools that saved me from being hacked and crypto mined and all sorts of, let's say, scammy things happening to my devices and to my data. There are a bunch of articles that are available online, including from Trend Micro, from Sophos, even on YouTube. If you just type in QR scam, they will lead you to a bunch of video on how to stay safe and other recommendations, including real life recommendations, like try to see if the QR on the paper is legitimate. In a similar case, for example, where people try to clone cards, try to see if there's any mechanism that's attached to where the QR code is posted. Make sure it's not a sticker on top of a sticker. And then online, you do need to have tools that check the website and whatever is happening in the back of the QR code before you actually scan it or during the time that you scan it. So again, want to do a short reminders. What are the scams? Are fraudulent attempts for you to get phished, to get access to your bank account details, to get access to your browser information, passwords, encrypt your data, and worst of all, not only on personal use but also on business use, they can get access to your bank data for the company, your business data for and data from the cloud providers, and maybe even ransomware for the whole company, which is a very, very bad thing. So how can you avoid these phishing scams, text message scams, even phone call scams by checking the phone number that is calling you, email links, shopping websites that look similar to the ones that you go. For example, you did a typo on the browser and you said Amazing instead of Amazon, and you head to a similar looking website and you had your details and your banking account and your credit card, and then you basically got phished because they got your data and they're gonna try to get as much money out of that account before it's blocked. And even investments in crypto scams. If you're on social media during these days, like advertising is pretty bad on the huge platforms, Google, Facebook, and so on. And you see even these Elon Musk fake, deep fake attempts for you to register to, I don't know what kind of crypto solution or coin, because you see a video that seems legit which is actually an advertising, you'll click on it and you go to an uncertain website. So how can you avoid these scams? Again, for email, there are multiple solutions, including phishing solutions that you probably phishing prevention solutions for Gmail and Outlook. You have text message solutions for mobile security, and then you have for links and websites and QR codes, different solution for both Android devices, for Apple devices, and for the browser itself. So as I mentioned, even Trend Micro has a recent article published about the tactics on you getting tricked to download unwanted applications. The methodology is basically the scammers want you to follow a URL that has typographical errors, Amazing, Spotify, I don't know, Netflix. You open this website, you get led to a redirect automatically. It like opens different tabs, and then you land on a random website that tells you you have been compromised and you need to download an antivirus. And if you download that executes an agent on the device and encrypts it blocks it for ransomware, or it just gets access to your data. And then basically, once it's in the browser, you can get access to your passwords and everything else. And this can legitimately happen just from you scanning a QR code, and everything else is pretty much running in the background. For QR codes, again, how do you stay safe? Well, you got to follow where the QR code actually lands. As you see, there are millions and millions of attempts that are happening every year, and this has ramped up with the restaurants and everybody else accessing QR codes because nobody wants to touch a menu, nobody wants to touch, I don't know, some other information that's provided at the airport. Even your vaccine was a QR code, so everything else is a QR code. You don't know what to scan and what not to scan in order for you to be heading safe, as is recommended from this article. I'm going to have it linked to the comments. You can see you can download for Trend Micro Android QR scanner. So for Trend Micro on Android, you have a legitimate QR scanner that you can use. And then for iOS devices, you have a mobile security solution and even a bundle that you can download for the security. As you can see, there are a bunch of other applications for iPod and iPhone, password manager, ad blockers, ID security, VPN proxy, and even a cleaner for storage. And again, I cannot recommend enough these solutions that legitimately saved me in this case. And for Android providers, you have this separate application, the QR scanner, that has 4.6 and 1 million downloads. So it might as well be a very good application to have lying on your phone before you scan something on the device. And it's pretty easy to use. And again, for the browser, you can download the Trend Micro Check browser security. It's not many times you scan QR codes, but you do visit websites. So you need to have this in order for you to block dangerous websites in real time. And these are, again, free to use or at very low cost. I think one of the solutions, if I'm not mistaken, is right now discounted 50%. So if you want a mobile security for the whole family, I think up to 5 accounts, you can head on over to the page for Trend Micro Home. And for maximum security, let's see how much is it this time. I think it's like $45, $49.95. Again, 44% off, and this is in 2022, and it's available for multiple devices, up to 5 devices per subscription. And again, if you do 2 years, you're gonna see a difference over there. If you're not just a regular end user and you don't want to use this only for your home and you want to get it for your business, then you might as well leverage something from the AWS marketplace, because in my perspective is the easiest way for you to get access to trials. So for example, in our case, we have all our assessments and repertoire of the services that we provide for customers, from training to security assessments to SaaS escalation of like Cloud Marketplace Accelerator for application, to software licensing optimization, all published on AWS Marketplace. And as soon as the customer actually access it, then they can we get automatically the account ID, which is wonderful because there's no miscommunication. We can invite that account to our assessment and we can run it pretty smoothly. It's a fast deployment. We just need the company name and then the details and the email address and the information about how we can help you. And it's pretty seamless. In a similar way, for example, you can go to Trend Micro, not migration, and you can activate a trial for on AWS Marketplace. So as I mentioned, AWS Marketplace is the place for pretty much even, this is what is controversial for a lot of people, even if you don't have resources on AWS, you don't use your fully on-premise or you're on Google or whatever, you can still use AWS Marketplace with a regular account. You just create it, you attach your credit card, or you go to a partner like Bash9, and then we activate your account for you to actually purchase solutions, licensing. And the most important part, you have two huge advantages that are not frequently found out on the marketplace. You get trials and bring your own licenses to test out an environment. And also you can get services. So in our case for Bash9, as I mentioned, we have all our repository of the solutions, which you can basically straight up just activate from the dashboard and then get contact with us directly if you're planning to migrate or if you're planning to get some training for AWS. Or if, for example, you want to get cost savings, find out some insights about your cloud footprint and try to optimize it so you can save some money on that budget and spend it for security and sustainability or whatever you want to spend the money. Usually we find on average 15%. Some cases we find even 40%, 50% savings. Depends on the size of the account and depends on how well they're structured. And again, we also can negotiate RA savings. But besides that, you can also get contact with professional providers straight from AWS IQ. So, for example, if you have a project that you want to outsource, instead of going through the traditional channel and asking for a POC or a SAL or a statement, multiple discovery calls, you can straight up just go over here and set your details on what you want to achieve. For example, in if you want to do networking and security, you tell the prospecting partners, and you have a couple of options over here, what you want to achieve, the description of the project and the title, and then you're going to get offers, and then you only pay once this freelancer or consulting firm delivers on the results. And after you finalize the price, AWS securely grants access to the resources, and it's absolutely wonderful. And since we were mentioning about security and how you can stay secure in this QR world and scammy post-COVID online environment where anything and everything can lead to a ransomware attack, Trend Micro Cloud One is one of the best solutions that you can find out there. And again, it offers you a free trial. If you don't have an account manager, or if you don't want to do a demo, you just want to test it out, you're pretty familiar with the solution, you just click on subscribe after you created your account. And then after the trial period, you legitimately pay either per hour or per consumption by the cents. So for example, if you have a small environment or you just want to test it out, you can spend a couple of dollars, not waste your time through demos and bookings and then registrations and all that jazz. just test it out, see if it works, and then you pay a couple of dollars. And then if it doesn't work for you, you can cancel it, and that's fine. And you can use this, uh, as I mentioned, even if you're on Google or on Azure, you can still pay on AWS Marketplace. And then I'm going to show you, you can activate the dashboard online, the Trend Micro Cloud One solution, and then install the agents, whatever you have resources. But this is just absolutely wonderful, and this is how the new payment system is going to be for the future. Instead of you committing upfront for endpoint a certain amount of dollars, and then hopefully the agent or the solution is going to be updated. Over here, you get updates on a regular basis, and in a similar way, you have a subscription model that you pay per unit, or you end up pay weekly, and you can estimate how much you can use, and it can optimize. Instead of, like, for example, if you don't have that many files this month or you have more next month, you can estimate how much it's going to cost instead of just paying upfront for 1,000 files, regardless if you use 400 or if you use 1,200. And this is wonderful. And as I mentioned, hit that subscribe button, and then it leads you to your account. You stipulate the EULA from the AWS, and then it charges you the unit prices straight up after the trial period. And again, these costs are negotiable. If you're ready to do a commitment, come to Bash 9, visit us or give us a call at 844-97-BASH9, and then talk to us about how we can help you and what are your needs related to security. Once you activate it, and this is another thing that I'm going to talk about, the demo and dinner. It's absolutely wonderful. Let's say you want to talk to somebody, and first, before you start a trial, you want to see a demo from Trend Micro, and this is available only for US residents. You can register on this website, and after the demo, and again, this is for solution architects, devs, IT, security teams. Once the meeting is booked and it's confirmed, and then it's in the books and the session finishes, you are going to get a steak or lobster dinner or seafood feast at your doorstep, right? And I would say that's pretty good deal. And there's no catch to it. There's nothing that you need to activate in order for you to actually get access to it. And it's a pretty nice quote unquote spiff or reward for potential customers. So again, if you want to see a demo, if you want to see how professionals use the solution before you try it out, make sure you book demo and dinner with the Trend Micro team, and then they're going to show you the solution focused mostly on S3 buckets. Again, you can see over here, beautiful solution. It shows you the malware, it shows you the account, it shows you the storage name where it's hosted, and even the account. And another part that's super interesting, you got open source security from SNCS, and the most interesting part is the conformity side, which is an absolute gem of a solution that analyzes your cloud footprint and layers it according to the well-architected rules, and it gives you a scorecard up to 100 on compliance. And it absolutely boggles the mind on how many insights it can provide. And even if it's manual, it's not doing automatic remediation for you. Just by simply monitoring and offering the insights for high risk and medium risk insights, it shows you the success rate and it shows you where you need to work so you can focus on actually achieving those results instead of having expectations that you're fully optimized. And in this case, I'm going to show you, like, you're not cost optimized, but you're performant and efficient because you use highly expensive resources that are highly available. Reliability, again, it's a little bit of 50-50 shot over there, but also sustainability, which is a huge point that everybody in the tech world is going to focus on, because cloud resources do use electricity, and depending on where the electricity is provided, depending on the resources that you use, let's say if you use a server that's similar into the real world to a Ferrari, and you can use, again, Toyota, you can lower that spend down and leverage the Toyota that does pretty much the same job, instead of just paying for a nice and fancy server that is super expensive. So again, Cloud Conformity, an absolute gem of a solution that we're going to focus on demoing in the future. Lastly, don't forget to visit our Cloud Q&A page on bash9.io to send us your questions for future episodes, topics that you want to analyze, vendors that we can talk to or inform you about cloud technologies. Times are tough again. If you want to get cost optimized, if you want to get security insights and sustainability optimization in your cloud environment, head on over to bash9.io/AWS Assess and make sure to keep us in the loop on social media, bash9.io on LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. This is Daniel signing off. Have a good one. See you next episode.